happened to all of us, Robert. You're holding on, but at the very end, you just crumble because you just make that one inaccurate move and it all falls apart. All the effort falls apart. And Ding with rook a6 has asked another question. Because Parham's bishop has been on f6 for a long time, psychologically, he loves it there. It blocks the king on h6. It makes sure that the king on h6 cannot come out to g5 anymore. So it's very hard for him to move that bishop away from there, even if it might be a good move. And as we can see, he has decided to keep it there just simply because you don't want to fix what's not broken. Why move that bishop? He's gone rook f8, and Ding continues to question Parham exactly the way you said. He keeps the rook on c6, attacking that bishop. Now you don't have a good square for the rook. Are you going to go king h8, or will you move your bishop away? And once again, it's not a pleasant choice for Parham because he really wants that bishop there.
Wow, king h8 is a move I didn't think about, and I'm going to make the move and see what happens. Keeps the status quo completely even.
Oh, wow. That's hard to believe, though, right? The king h8 also works.
So if that's the case, then maybe it's good to make that move. You can also play the bishop on this diagonal, like bishop h4, because you can't play f6. I can just take it. If you play g7, I have rook f6 check, and then once the rooks are swapped, you lose the pawn on g7. So it seems like there are a bunch of different drawing plans for Parham. He just needs to choose one. He played his bishop back to d8, keeping this diagonal under his control.
Wow, bishop d8. And, we keep talking about classical chess, and this game has been such a massive example of the beauty of classical chess and the kind of fight that it requires, the stamina it brings out. It's not about blunders. It's not about sacrifices. It's about holding on and showing these defensive resources. And Robert, we've got over 20,000 people with us on Twitch, over 8,000 people on YouTube. So a big shout out to everyone who's joining us on Twitch and on YouTube on this big Steel Chess Masters. What a day it's been, and what a fight these world-class players are putting out for us.
They are indeed, and the fight is nearing its conclusion. Rook e6 played. Can you take this pawn f5? That's a big question, but the answer is no. So look at Ding Liren being a little trickster over there. Rook takes f5, rook e8 check. That's mate, so you have to block with the rook. Takes, and king h7, trying to promote the pawn. If your bishop goes to f6 to stop g7, I go h6. Next is g7. It is unstoppable. The pawn reaches the other side, and white would win. So instead of that, the bishop goes back to f6. Nice try, Ding Liren. You're not going to fool me, says Parham, and he keeps the bishop back and forth, back and forth.
There we a draw has been agreed, Robert. Seeing that Parham did not fall for that final trick, he's put up such a mammoth defense in this one. Played like a true gladiator, a true fighter, a difficult game, ends in a draw. A big shout out to both these players. Ding Liren giving it his all, really trying till the absolute last breath in the position to squeeze that win out, and Parham up to the task. Eventually, Ding agrees and acknowledges the massive defensive effort. Nothing to be done. A draw is agreed.
Yeah, and good point by you. And look at them. All of a sudden, they have energy because they want to talk about every little detail of the previous 80 moves of chess that they played. And that's what happens. They're so fascinated. They're so enthralled by the game that they want to talk about what happened on move 20. I don't remember what happened on move 20 in this game. It's been forever ago, but they went through it. They experienced it. Every single move had some kind of emotional attachment. You try to put aside your emotions while you're playing because you need to remain objective, but you squirm, you go through it all, and when it is all said and done, the game is a draw. They're analyzing. They're not even going to eat dinner yet. They want